Hey, what's up everybody? What's good? I'm Joe, you're watching a MatsuXL, and today we're going to take our ordinary environments like my dining room table, and I'm going to show you guys how to get really good photos for when you resell stuff online. So let's just not wait anymore. Let's get into it. Let's go. In my hands, I have two of the basic parental devices that we all have. Maybe a very basic entry-level DSLR camera and your phone. And I'm going to show you how to use both of these devices to get some really good shots of your photos. Because we all have had an issue where if you're trying to sell stuff online, sometimes you get a lot of interested buyers asking you for more different pics to really show off the product and its condition. So my goal today is to talk about how to get really good shots with just some of your basic things. Now, just to give you a little insight, obviously this is the pro version, which doesn't have the higher end camera, but I'm going to show you how to use just a basic lens to get your shots. As well, this is more an advanced entry-level camera. However, you can still find that it's very similar to a Nikon D3600, 3500. You may have a 3200 laying around, but you can still use an old camera. This thing is, God, probably like 7 years old. You can still use these devices to get really good shots and really not only sell your product fast, but make it look amazing, just like the professionals do. So let's just not wait any longer. Let's get into it. So this is an XY clone bag by Jujube. If you want to see the review for this bag, you can hit the link up here after this video, of course. But I also have a link down below in the description. Now I'm going to show you how I want to take photos of this camera bag, or this diaper bag. Actually, I use it for a camera bag now, but that's a whole nother story. But I'm going to show you how I take photos of this in this environment. So let's go. First things first is I'm going to clear a table of these placemats, just because in reality I don't need them. It's distracting for the photography itself. And now this is kind of a cool thing to do. Whether you have like a dark wood table, you could use that as a nice backdrop. Usually I would recommend dark to light to give contrast for your product. And let's say if you had a really nice like white or like a lighter color tablecloth, you can put that down and then put your darker product on it. I would reverse it and say if you have a light product, put it on the dark. You can see here the difference when you have a light product on the dark wood. The reason I say is to kick it out of auto with flash is because when you take a picture, even in this environment where we have really good natural lighting, the camera will think it's going to try to adjust for it and use that flash to take the picture. Now it may be good for some because it's going to really brighten it up and the camera's going to try to compensate for it. However, you're not always going to get the cleanest of pictures. I usually say if you can, go the auto without the flash, because you're going to actually get much more of a very, I'm going to show these images too, but you're going to get just a real more natural look. Because especially with products like this that are bright or dark, whatever, when that flash pops, your camera's going to try to auto balance do an auto white balance, but sometimes that flash might pull colors different than what it really is. When you're doing a more natural, using your natural light, you're going to get more natural colors. And then I will literally just get in here, I frame it well, make sure I'm focusing. In this case, it's just auto focusing. It's trying to get most of the bag here. And then what I want to do is, honestly, just kind of get down, frame it, and take a shot. So, when you're framing the photo, you want to make sure you get the entire product itself in frame. You don't want to have anything be cut off or not showing, unless you're really going into like details. Like if I was trying to go into details, like if there was a flaw in this bag, then that's when I would get really up close, find it, and take a picture of it. But in this case, this bag is pretty flawless. So I want to make sure, especially like this bag, I have a little dirt right here. I want to make sure when I take a picture of it, I'm going to frame it so I can get that. And then especially like something like that, I might get closer to really show the condition of it. And the reason I do that is no one will have questions when this bag comes in. They're like, well, what was this? It wasn't a description. The picture itself is to show you the condition of the bag. Now, another thing to remember is you have inside conditions, the pockets, stuff like that. It is a little bit harder to take photos of a product when you're trying to fill it so it looks stuffed, but like, especially like a bag, you can. And with natural lighting, so what I want to do is really open it here, so that way I'm getting most of that lighting in there with one hand. And then from there, I'm literally just going to kind of frame it. If it was a pair of shoes, obviously you wouldn't be taking like all these like random angles, but you want to get at least the full encompassing. All right, so now on my phone, got my camera. Oops. Okay. So now I go to my photo mode. Now a couple of things I'm going to say here with photo, like especially iPhones, you could actually switch to ratio or some Samsungs, where it'll get the image as the entire aspect ratio. It might be like the 16:9, where you take a picture, it's the entire phone. That's not worth it. You want to make sure you're doing this aspect ratio 4:3. So I would say go landscape, and what I'm composing for it. Start recording. Awesome. Okay. So when I'm composing this shot, I want to do the same thing what I was doing with that camera. I want to make sure I have most of it in frame, make sure the focal point is on the bag itself, and then take the shot. Do the same thing. I want to turn at different angles. I want to focus on it, make sure it's the center point, take the shot. Any issues, I'll get up close, take the shot. Then we'll do this again for all four sides. And now, you're going to notice here how this really complements itself. Now this bag is big enough, it's hiding the stuff in the background, so I don't need to move it. But you're going to really see the black and against the white, and the colors itself are going to really pop to help us sell it online. And literally, it's the same kind of aspect. You're taking these photos, but you want to make sure you're getting all planes or all sides of a product. If there's insides like pockets and stuff like that, you want to make sure you're gathering the same stuff. And then you should be good for a lot of your photos. And this is all just using this natural light that's coming down and bouncing off of my patio into my living or my dining room. We're gonna pause right here for this video to give a shout out to our sponsor, me. Make sure you hit the thumbs up and like this video. That's gonna definitely drive me to continue making more awesome videos for you guys. All right, now we're done here. Let's get back to the tutorial. So in this case, it's a bag with a strap, a purse. I would probably say, since I have this really adjustment, I'm gonna use my advantage. I'm gonna actually lay it out flat to really show off the condition of it. A little bit of an angle. Get the tags for the product here. I'm gonna make sure I see this in focus on this camera. And now, I'm gonna do that same kind of concept. Make sure my exposure is right. Now in this case, you can always edit the photos. A lot of them are not going to go and do professional editing for somebody's shots. So I'm going to use whatever I can out of the camera. Take the shot. I'm going to come up at a little bit of an angle to really try to get all of the planes, especially since this bag's curved, and still get the brand itself. I can still come on this side, get it. If you want to focus on details, you always come up close. Encompass the whole thing and take shots. And again, the same concept, where I want to take different shots of the product to sell. Now, again with the DSLR, that 24-ish ratio, gonna frame it, take the shot, take the shot. And I want to get that same look. No matter if I use a professional-ish camera like a DSLR or a phone. And now, just taking those photos like that, this is ready to post. I don't need to edit these photos. And here's the reason why I say don't edit. You're going to want to get what's naturally coming off the camera. You don't want to try to change the colors or put any kind of filters, because you're going to show something different that the bag was not intended or made for. so that's the real concept. You want to gather its natural essence. Okay. So let's talk about some tips. If you're taking any photos, I recommend using a solid color as your bottom and a very minimalistic background, unless your camera can really get a lot of bokeh or blur to just disassociate your product from the actual like backdrop. And the reason why I say this is sometimes it gets too busy and your item or your subject gets lost in the crowd. So here, where I may actually have some pictures in the background, when I take the photos, I'm actually making sure that I angle it so they're really not in the focus point at all. And having the two solid colors really helps just put the focus back on the subject and that be whatever product you're trying to resell. To kind of recap, my tips to get natural lighting. Use natural lighting to your advantage. You also want to make sure you have a very neutral environment. Not really busy, spacious if you have the space. If not, just making sure it's very neutral. If that's unavailable, use your common household items to your advantage, like a sheet of paper, like a bed sheet. So let's say you don't have the natural lighting. My recommendation is go to your local Home Depot or Walmart, Target, find a bulb that has 55,000 lumens. This is the perfect, or 56,000 lumens. This is the perfect way to get natural light in an unnatural environment. And I actually have some links below to where you can get some of these different products to use, and also show you some other recommendation products that I've done in the past. So these 4 tips alone are gonna help you guys get really good product photos so you can sell your stuff quick and fast online. And that's gonna wrap it up for us today. If you like this video, make sure you hit that thumbs up, subscribe to this channel if you do wanna see more, and leave a comment below. Maybe I didn't cover some other cool tips that you guys might have, or if you have more questions, let me know and I'll gladly answer those. Because remember, I don't do this channel if it wasn't for you guys out there. So again, thanks for watching. I'm Joe, this has been MatsuXL, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.